Welcome replay viewers. My name is Jeanette and I blog at Country Design. And I'm going to flip my camera around. Today I'm going to show you how, as best I can, how I do these chunky candles. These look like the expensive candles that you can get in a lot of those home decorating magazines. But, hi, from California, yay! I love California. And these are actually those inexpensive. Hi Denise, glad to see you. I loved, by the way, those tiki torches you did. Those were great. But these are actually your inexpensive battery candles, just like this little guy here that you get for a couple of dollars. So there's the glow of it. Isn't that great? Oh yeah, I'm going to be making some of those. Those were really great. But this is what I do. I do battery. I'm not a big battery candle fan, or haven't been until we moved here in the cabin, because I get a little worried with the, oh thank you, it is a fun DIY. It's a little tricky though, because I'm trying to get my wax just to the right temperature, but yet at 2 o'clock I wanted this to start. So it was kind of interesting. I've done several different sizes. This is a larger one. This is a smaller one that I did. I've also done the votive candles, and I have even done the little tea lights. Well, the other day I was in our local dollar store and I saw this little, tapered candles, and I thought, oh, how cute. I haven't done tapered, and I haven't seen tapered batteries, in our small community. So I bought them, brought them home for a project that I did. And it wasn't until I got them all set and I put my batteries inside and I went to turn them on and I realized, woo, that's kind of a bright, funky little light. Well, I got to reading on the thing, and they're more for utilitarian reasons, like if your lights go out, which that could happen right here today because we are having a huge storm. In fact, if I'd started this about 1:30, I don't know how well it would have worked, because we had lightning and storms and I kept waiting for the lights to go out, and it was pretty hairy for a while. And usually when all that happens, our internet's one of the first thing to go. But so I'm going to try covering these little guys, and while I'm at it, probably not on this, but I'll start kind of covering this so I can show you. So what I do is I just take an old candle and I melted it on the stove. And I got it really kind of chunky and soupy and gooey. So when it gets to this consistency, what I've learned, I melted this down completely till it was all completely clear. This was just a plain white, kind of a cream colored candle. So I let it go completely clear, and then one of the first things I start doing is I use a spoon and I kind of get a layer of wax on my candle, because this is just plastic and the wax will stick to the plastic. Well, hopefully it does. It does to the tea lights, I know, and this here has kind of that wax coating, so it definitely sticks to this really well. So I just kind of melt that down, get it kind of nice and soft, let it drip, that's okay. It's going to get funny little places, but you just want that first coating on it to kind of get it started. And these, I think we're done with a little more of a creamier candle, because I do have some tea lights. I did 4 votive type candles. And I didn't realize it till I had got them all done. I did them in 2 different batches. Once I got them done, one of the candles was very cream, like this, or 2 of the candles were, and then the other 2 were really, I can tell this is was a white candle at one point, or an off-white anyway. You'll notice I did put painter's tape over the area where you turn it off and on at the bottom, so I didn't mess with that. And just kind of put it on. You can kind of smooth it out with the back of the spoon. Get it on. Get just kind of like a little bit of a layer on. And then I probably should have had one of these already done, but I didn't. Okay, something kind of like that. And then you can just let it dry. Again, I probably should have had something to put it in, but I'm going to set it right in that little candle there. And then you keep going. Now, the cool thing is as this starts, you know, firming up a little bit. Hi, Clearly Smitten. Great to have you on. But as this kind of starts to thicken up, then's when you can come in and get it really good and chunky. Hi. And whoops, I'm getting globby here. And it's okay. There's no right or wrong to this. It's just pouring it on. Do make sure you don't get your fingers though, because it is hot wax. Safety first. So just kind of put it on, smear it on, get that first layer. That's one of the things I have learned, is it does do better if you get kind of a little bit of a first layer. What are you making? I am making this chunky candle, but instead of a big one, I'm doing tapered. I've never done a tapered, and I thought, you know what, I wanted to get these done. We're going to have a, oh, thank you. We're going to have guests up for Labor Day weekend, and I thought, oh, I want these tapers done for, oh, apparently you don't want to roll it around on wax paper. I had a piece of foil here earlier, but it was so reflective, I thought, no one's going to see what I'm doing. So I put down wax paper. Apparently the wax paper and the wax stick together. But anyway, so after it firms up a little bit, and then while that's firming up, this in here is starting to firm up. And this is where you can kind of get creative and get chunky. And you can kind of grab a little more of the, not the watery part, but just kind of get it kind of chunky and just let it go. Now these, when I did these, I would actually, since they set up by themselves, let me move this out of the way. Since these would set up by themselves, I would actually take my spoon and just go over here and go right around that edge and just pour it and just let it glob down the sides. That's going to be a little bit harder on these because I don't want the hot wax on my fingers. I might try it this way and see if I can get it to kind of glob on. And sometimes stirring this up also will help. But I love these candles. I have seen them in a lot of the home decor magazines, and I've seen candles of this size, you know, up to, you know, $30 for a candle like this. And this is a plain old battery candle that I got at my least favorite mass merchandiser. Sorry. The only mass merchandiser we have in our store, in our little community, excuse me. So this one's kind of getting a little bit gloppier, but I wish I could pour this down. I might try this. There we go. And then kind of just, as you go along here, pour this down and just let it go down and kind of pour off. Can you see that okay? This is kind of working out much better. I am looking to see. Turquoise Travelers, I love turquoise. Welcome to our candle mess here. I really don't. Okay. This is kind of how I do it. Just let it kind of pour until it gets just to the chunkiness that you want. Okay? And then once you get it down, you'll get places like, let me see if I could turn this. See that place right there? That, I just will leave that there, and then, you know, as you're using them and stuff, a piece might break off here or there, but that's fine. I did these probably 3 years ago, and they've still held up. I've got this one and I've got this one, and if you notice, this one here has, see the bottom, how it's got little pieces where it pooled down? I just left them on there, and I set them outside, inside, wherever, and they just do great. So yeah, so give this one a try. I'm going to go ahead and finish these up along with this one, and I'll put them on the website. These guys will be in my, I did a plaque for our powder room, and it's called Love, Love, Love. Yeah, aren't these great? I did a plaque for our powder room, and I wanted battery candles in there because that way I can turn them on when we've got guests coming. I don't have to worry about it if I forget and leave them on. And they're nice and chunky and just fun. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for all the hearts, and I will be back on Periscope at sometime tomorrow afternoon with something else very fun and creative. Thank you guys. You guys have a great creative day. And hopefully it is not, or hopefully it is pouring rain. Oh yeah, you really got to try it. It's a lot of fun. You won't regret it. It's and another tip for you, by the way, this is just an old pan. This has become my candle pan. This candle that was in here, I'm sure was the same candle that I used on the 2 votives that I said were really white when I was done. So after I'm done with these, I will just leave this in this pan, and I'll cover it up and set it down in I've got an old cabinet there where I keep kind of the junky craft stuff. I just let this sit in there. And then when I want to do another candle, I just kind of heat this up a little bit, let it completely go to liquid, and then as it starts cooling down, I take it off from heat, let it cool down, and that's when I start applying it. So that's great. I'm glad you guys were watching, and thanks. Go have a fun day. Bye, everybody. Oh, I got a G. There, now I can stop it. I had if you haven't stopped your broadcast and all of a sudden your email comes up and tells you a notification, you can't stop. So thanks for all the extra hearts. Bye, guys.